What's up, guys? It's your boy Ace from Madden.com, and today I'm going to show you how to defend the RPO Read Flat Wheel out of the Kansas City Chiefs playbook. And this is a play that we talked about yesterday. Now, if you guys want to watch that video, I'm going to have the link to it in the description that does more of a full breakdown on it. I'm actually going to show you how to make the formation a little bit better before I show you how to defend it. And it's because I didn't know you could do something, and it does help a lot, and you might see your opponents doing it as well. So what we're going to do is just first talk about how to make the formation better, which is gun Deuce Close, Kansas City Chiefs playbook. And I'm going to come out in RPO Read Flat Wheel. I don't know what I picked on defense. I had the wrong controller. There we go. Let me actually go back to the menu. I want to make sure I know what defense I picked. So we'll just do cover. Let's do cover 3. That's fine. And then RPO Read Flat Wheel. So let me run it just stock just a couple times, just to, for those of you who didn't watch the video yesterday. If you do not pass commit against this specific play, things go crazy. And it's because we have this this wheel route and this post going to the side that the read option defender is on. So if we go ahead and hold RT, as you can see, we have a read option defender on the edge. We also have a pitch defender. And if we don't pass commit, they are going to basically just crash in on the quarterback. So let's go ahead and do it again. So right here, he actually, the pitch defender was fine. He actually played that pretty well. But if we go to, is it replay? See what this other defensive end does. You see how he plays the read option. So basically what that does is anytime your read option defender's on the strong side, that puts you at a like number disadvantage basically. And in this specific example, you know, the wheel doesn't get open really. You know, this guy would have been wide open in a second. But, you know, this post is wide open, which is the read that a lot of people really want to hit. So the play is really good. One thing that I think is better to improve the formation is motioning this guy over to a wing position. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a complete overload. There's 4 eligible receivers on one side. And then it's also going to help our blocking with 0-1 trap. So let me go ahead and show you with RPO read. Right here. Boom. You can also hit the post. You know, the post can be your first read if you want it to be. I was talking to somebody in the comment section yesterday about it. And, you know, he wants to read the post first, which I totally get. But the reason I don't like reading the post first is because, first of all, it's user territory that can kind of get lurked. And people will, if you throw to the post multiple times, that's kind of what they want to lurk. And then also, I feel like if the post is your first read, the wheel might not get open in time. Like, the window of opportunity for the wheel is like pretty much within the first 2 seconds. And then he's potentially, unless it's a cover 2, going to be completely boxed. And or an eligible man downfield by the time that he gets open. So I don't know. I kind of like reading the wheel first, but I can totally understand how you might want to read the post first. I don't know what went on with that snap. It looked like everybody started crashing down. I think it's just because we're not pass committed. Oh no, it's because everybody went downfield. So this is actually a pretty funny example because the way 3-3 works is like the defensive line is so wide, everybody's getting up to the second level immediately, and then if he throws it right here, it's actually going to be a penalty. So that's actually kind of funny that you could probably get away with something like this if they weren't running like an 0-1 trap. Like, for instance, if they throw it right now, it's a penalty, which is funny. And that's why everybody started coming crashing down, because they saw offensive linemen downfield and they come crashing down. So let me talk about the 0-1 trap real quick. And this is the whole purpose for motioning this wing over, is it just becomes incredibly hard to shoot this run. And as I say that, the defense just completely blows it up kind of. But yeah, this little motion is really, really good. It becomes really hard for you to shoot this run. I mean, you're probably not going to be facing a 3-3 when you're in Deuce Close, but it doesn't matter. The 0-1 trap is good in general. And then if you motion this guy, you just have an extra number over here on this side and a lead blocker basically. So that's what I recommend doing, is motioning that guy over a lot. You don't have to. It's just a recommendation. Now let's go ahead and talk about how to defend the formation. So let's go ahead and come out an RPO Read Flat Wheel. I'm going to be using 4-3 even 6-1 for this example. I just think it's a really good formation against stuff like this because It's just it's a symmetrical look. It's a heavy look. So we can pass commit and not get punished. And then if they just like use other plays, like it's still a good pressure formation. So 4-3 even 6-1. I'm in the Kansas City Chiefs defensive playbook. And then I'm going to use Samuel Blitz for this first one. I'm going to show you how to do it in man and how to do it in zone. So the man version's a lot easier. So Samuel Blitz. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pinch our defense. So wire, triangle, left stick down. And then we're going to pinch our defensive line, D-pad left, left stick down. Then we're going to crash our defensive line up, D-pad left, right stick up. And then at that point, we're set up. You don't have to do anything with your shading if you don't want to. Now, your logic here, it has to basically be you need help on the post. Or if it's not the RPO read, you also have to look out for the running back. So first things first, let's go ahead and basically read the left guard or the right guard and see if any of them is pulling. If so, we're going to shoot straight down into this gap. Let me go ahead and show you the run shoot first before we talk about the RPO read flat. So let's go ahead and do 0-1 trap. All you're going to do is shoot straight down, hit stick. And it's a very easy shoot. Any of you guys should be able to do that. Just make sure you don't move the guy. Like right now, you see how he's about 5 yards back from the line of scrimmage. We're going to stay right there, right where the stock alignment is. And then again, all you do is look at the guards and see if they're pulling. They are. We shoot down, hit stick. Okay, so you get the point of the run shoot. And it's basically the same thing with the motion. And I actually didn't mention this. Sorry. Make sure you pass commit. Make sure you pass commit. I'll put the setup in the description as well, so you guys can refer to that. I know it's going to be something you guys need a quick reference to. Okay, so what we're going to do here is now you see how the tight end moves over, and now he's our responsibility. So be ready for that. But same story here. We're basically not going to get a clean shoot with this tight end, but it's going to get boxed. So press, pinch your defensive line, crash them up, pass commit. That's it. So let's go ahead and motion this guy back over. Let me make sure it's okay, so it's the RPO read flat wheel. My bad. Motion this guy back over. And it kind of depends on your opponent's tendencies, how you want to play this. You might want to be super aggressive if they keep using the 0-1 trap on you. But as you can see, we almost got the clean shoot, but it's just a lot of traffic, and I promise you they're not going to be getting huge gains against this look. Plus, they're probably not going to want to run the trap too much against this kind of pinched defensive line. It's just going to be really hard for them to pick up consistent gains using this run, or really any of the runs in this formation. Okay, so you guys get the point with the run shoot. So remember, pinch your defensive line, crash them up, and then pass commit. And then after you do that, remember your mindset is read the offensive line. Is it a trap? If no, you're going to either help on the post or read the running back. I would say against this look, depending on how your opponent's playing, if your opponent is like a true Deuce Close goon, like this is his formation, he's running an actual offense out of this, then you probably want to read the running back first. You know, forget about the post, because the post is going to get pressed and he can't throw him immediately anyways. So I would help on the running back. I would basically make sure he's not on a wheel, make sure he's not on a table. So read it like that. Okay, he's not. I can go over here, help. And overall, it's just a really good way of defending this formation because it's a pressure look. Everybody's manned up. Nothing's really open that I can see. You know, the post does get separation. We're kind of there helping on it. I think he's going to be scared to throw that. We end up getting pressure in his face. We don't have offensive linemen downfield yet, so anything he throws right now is good. And then this little flat coming across, the safety does actually a really good job. I think he could throw him like right here maybe and get something positive, but I doubt it's anything big. So let's go ahead and take a look. So remember, make sure you guys pass commit. That's very, very important. Maybe not necessarily with this specific defense that we're talking about right now, but it's important to do that against this formation. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to throw it to this tight end that's coming across. Pressure actually came in fast enough on that snap that we didn't have really a chance to throw him. Make sure you stand about 5 yards back. Try to throw him. Let's see if we get it. So right there, the pressure is actually coming in really nicely, which is good. And then we'll go to instant replay. And what you're going to see is this tight end is pretty much covered. I do think this is throwable, but if you throw that, it's going to be a very minimal gain. And what I'll talk about with this next defense is like a zone coverage where this guy, you know, he might not get open. As of right now, he's technically open. If he throws it like really quickly, he has a chance of completing this and getting five, maybe even 10 yards. So yeah, that's how I play it to start. Play this the cover 0. Everybody's manned up. It's very simple. If they flip their formation, it's good. But then we can talk about cover 3 buzz, which is another good way of defending this formation. And what we're going to do is press. Same exact setup. Press, pinch your defensive line, crash them up. And then now you have a zone look. I have my curl flat set on 5, but it doesn't really matter because if you look at this, it's not showing, but he's the read option defender. Barrett is. And he's not actually going to really help over there. And that's kind of like the weakness. I'm actually going to baseline press. I'll include that in the write-ups that you do. You should probably baseline because I think it's going to be better defense against the wheel. And then here's an optional thing that I think is actually probably smart for you to do is put that outside cornerback in an outside quarter. And what that's going to do is it's going to cause him to sit a little bit more. So when the wheel comes up, he kind of gets defended by this quarter. And I just think that's a really good adjustment. I know it's more advanced and you guys might want to just stick to the cover 0. But if you guys want to have different looks, this is a good way to defend the formation. So let's go ahead and snap. I don't think I passed commit. Let me make sure I do that. Okay. What you're going to see, I think there was someone downfield. That's why the guy crashed. Let me take a quick look. Let's see if somebody got downfield. The left tackle maybe. Left tackle was maybe downfield. I did pass commit, so I'm not... Yeah, I don't think it was anything to do with that. So baseline press, pinch your defensive line, crash them up, and then we pass commit. And then the thing I like about this against this specific play is this guy, this safety in the buzz hook is going to be really good versus the post. So if you watch, like, we don't have to use the post. We can focus on, you know, shooting down with the user for the 0-1 trap, or we can, you know, defend whatever else we want. Like we can go help over here on this side, or we can go help on the dig coming across the middle. I like having solutions for things that don't require users. So like this post is going to be taken away right here. Boom. The buzz hook passes off the post to the middle third safety. Now, I want to caution you guys on one thing. If you're facing somebody who's like a Deuce Close demon, there is a weakness to this defense, and I'll show you. So right here, oh, I didn't put this guy in an outside quarter. You see how there's a big window here? So look at what the cornerback is doing now, and then we're going to go back. We're going to put that guy in a quarter, and you're going to see the difference. So good. Baseline press, outside quarter, crash defensive line up, and then pass commit. And then now let's look at the difference. So you see how he's not running back? The third is going to run back with the post. Even though the post is not even close to him, he's going to just drop way back with his back turned. Meanwhile, this quarter is still facing the quarterback, and he can kind of make a play on this. Now, the only thing that's going to be really open here is going to be this guy. That can definitely be the guy you jump if you want to, but you know, you also have the dig on the backside. So you kind of have to pick between the two when you run this. Unfortunately, when we run this pinch defensive look, this guy here, he's a read option defender, and that means he's going to come in regardless. He's not going to play on his flat. I wish he would drop to his 5-yard flat and, you know, take away the wheel for a second, pass him off to the quarter, and then play this guy who comes across. You know, ideally that's what we'd want, but that's just not the case here. We have to have this pinch defensive look to shoot the 0-1 trap. So yeah, that's kind of what I have right now. It's basically the same thing if they motion this guy over too. It's going to be the same deal, really. Okay, boom. Pressure comes in pretty nicely there. And just keep in mind, when somebody runs this play, they really want to hit the post, and the post is taken away by a computer. And you also have the wheel kind of taken away. He can maybe throw it right here, maybe. But if your guy, it's a risky throw. It's a really risky throw. All he really has is this little flat that you can adjust to if you really want to. But I actually think I was going to show you a weakness of this defense. Yeah, let me do that before I end the video. So there's a weakness to this zone if they're actually a Deuce Close demon, like they're actually running this as a scheme. And that's if they, call like a play like bench swap, for instance. And let's say they run a setup like this, which is, a good setup. It's a good concept. What's going to happen is you're actually going to have a hole right here in the seam because of this buzz defender. So here's what I recommend doing. If you're going to run zone, I recommend not running cover 3 buzz every single time, because your opponent will get hit. They'll be like, okay, he's got a safety and a hook. That means the seam is open. I can run either this guy or this guy on a streak, and that's going to be wide open because this cornerback is over here on the sideline, and he's not going to be able to play a streak from this guy. So that's a good way to attack this shell. And what I would recommend doing is just coming to let me make sure I have my match coverage off. Cover 4 quarters will do just fine. Baseline press, crash defensive line up. And then you run it like this. And at this point, you now have all of your bases covered. Make sure you pass commit. You have this seam covered. You have this seam covered. And then all you really have to do is use her over the middle of the field or go help on the flats on the right. That's basically it. So go ahead, shoot down. Boom, you can help on the post. However you want to play it. But I just wanted to really go kind of in depth with how to stop this formation. And I'm not going to act like what I showed you today is going to end Deuce Close forever, because it's not. I think it's actually a pretty good formation, especially if you have good abilities and you have extra routes and stuff. So I know it can get complicated, but just for the people who like to go to it as cheese and use the RPO Read Flat Wheel a couple times to try to catch you off guard, you now have an answer on how to stop those kind of people who just use it as a gadget play. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please drop a like if you did. I put some work into this one, so really appreciate that. If you guys are new, make sure you guys subscribe for daily Madden 23 content. And then as always, if you need additional help, make sure you guys check out acemadden.com and use code ACE for 15% off at checkout. I'll see you guys tomorrow.